Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Tonight I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial using the palette by Colourpop called Stone Cold Fox. You won't want to miss this, so stay tuned. First thing we're going to do, as always, is prime our face. I really love the Ulta Beauty Keep Shining Primer. It's light and it works really well. And I don't feel like it dries my skin out. Next, we're going to put a little bit of foundation on our lids to get our eyes ready for the shadow. And I'm going to just go ahead and pat that in. Okay, now that our eyes are ready, I think tonight we're going to do a gray look and we're going to have 4 colors. We're going to have 2 mattes and 2 shimmer. So the first matte color we're going to do is this gray right here, and it's called Rumor Mill. So go ahead and put some of that shadow on your brush. Go ahead and start at the beginning and just tap it on. And at this point, you can gauge how high up you want to go. I'm not going to go too high up tonight, so I think I'm going to stop right about here. So I'm going to tap it on. Of course, get some more shadow if needed. Tap, 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 and I'm going to swoop it over. I went ahead and added a little more shadow to my brush as well as started my second eye. And I'm just going to fill in any bare spots that I might see. Of course, I'll go back when all the shadows are on to see if I wanted to find any of the colors and fill in. I think this is a good start for the shadow. So let's go ahead and move on to our next color. Okay, so for our next color, we're going to do this light gray, which is called You Rock. So go ahead and put some on your brush. Feel free to be generous. All right, so you're just going to go right next to that dark gray and tap it on, making a little section for it. And I'm just lightly tapping it on to start. Okay, so after you get the amount that you want, I think that's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and start to blend these 2 colors together. If you're starting to lose some of that dark gray, don't worry about it because we could always go over that color again once all of our shadows are on. And I just blend them together lightly, going where the 2 start and just moving my brush back and forth between the 2, mixing them in. Okay, just like this. And this is what it should look like so far. Okay, so now that our matte colors are down, let's go ahead and start with our shimmers. First, I'm going to spray my brush with a little bit of primer water. That way the shadow could stick better on the brush. And we're going to go ahead and use this medium gray called Sediment 2B. All right, so we're going to go right next to this light gray, and I'm going to overlay it a little bit just so we make sure we have some space left for our 4th shadow. So I'm just lightly swiping it on my lid, just like this. This is a little light, so I think I'm going to give this a second coat right now and also defining that line up top. So I added a little bit more to my brush. And let's see. Yeah, that's a lot better. So I'm just going to go ahead and swipe it onto my lid like this. Okay, so now that that first shimmer is on, we're going to go ahead and put our last color on. For our last color, we're going to use Magnetic Moon. I went ahead and wetted my brush, and now we're going to add this color on. Okay, so I'm going to go inward, making sure to get that clean line up top, and then I'm going to tap it in lightly like this. I'm also blending it in a little bit to that first shimmer. Okay, so this silver shimmer is really pigmented, which I love. The color is coming out absolutely great. So now that we have all of our colors on our lids, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a little bit more dark gray to this eye. And I think I might add a little bit more light gray to this eye as well. Okay, so I went ahead and already added the dark gray. I'm going to add the light gray, just lightly tapping. I don't want to overwhelm my eyes, but I do want to make sure that all the colors show, but also making sure that they're all still blended in well together. Okay, so now that our eyes are cleaned up, this is the look. I'm pretty happy with it, and I think that this is going to come together nicely. So for our next step, we're going to put our falsies on. I am using these dramatic falsies here. I like a more dramatic look, so I use those. Of course, you use whatever you're comfortable with. So I'm going to put these on, and then I'll be back. Okay, so now that our falsies are on, we're going to go ahead and start with our brows. So the first thing I'm going to do is lightly brush them. Then I am going to start at the beginning, and I'm just going to pencil in any bare spots that I might see. Starting in an upward motion, just going over the entire brow, lightly penciling in. Okay, so now that our brows are done, we're going to go ahead and do our waterline. I have 2 steps to do our waterline. So with the first step, we're going to take our eyeliner pencil, start at the inner, and just go out all the way to the end. For the second step, I take a brush like this and I add some black matte shadow onto it. And I just go on top of my liner. Just like this, all the way to the end. I feel that helps my eyes pop a little more. Of course, you don't have to do that second step, but I personally feel that it makes the look better. Now, this is our completed eye look. So with that done, I think it looks pretty good. We're going to go ahead and do the rest of our face. So we're going to go ahead and put our foundation on. At this point, if you have concealer, you can add that as well. I skip that step. I don't usually add concealer. I just go right in with the foundation. So, of course, after adding your concealer, if you did, you will go on with your foundation. I am using Maybelline's Fit Me, the matte and poreless liquid foundation. So I'm going to put this on and I'll be back. Okay, so now that our foundation is on, we're going to go ahead and finish this look with our blush and our lipstick. I'm going to do these 2 steps off camera, but I will tell you what I'm using. So I'm using Ulta Beauty's blush, and the color is Pink with Envy. And then I want to be a little bold tonight with my color since we do have a light shadow. So I'm using Juvia's Place color, Oh Damn. And this is what it looks like. So I think that's going to be a little fun. So let me put these on and then I'll be back with a finished look. And here is your finished look. Well, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and always remember, keep it glossy. Mwah.